You've done everything right. You bought the best products, you followed the tutorials, you invested in the hydrating masks, the oils, the treatments that everyone swore would work, and your hair still feels like straw. Here's what they're not telling you. Dry hair is a marketing lie. You don't have dry hair and you never did. Every product you bought failed because you were solving the wrong problem. And today, I'm gonna show you what's really happening and exactly how to fix it. I'm Chris and I test every product and routine here at my salon so you don't have to. If you're anything like my clients, you buy the trending oil, slather it on, and for a moment, it feels amazing. But later, right back to dry and frizzy. But you're not crazy. You're not doing it wrong. The beauty industry just sold you the idea that dry hair is a permanent condition. Like, be extra nice to Judy. She has dry hair. You wouldn't believe how often I get asked, what's the best shampoo and conditioner for dry hair? But that's not how any of this works. There's no such thing as dry hair. It is not a hair type. It's a temporary symptom of not knowing what your hair needs. It's kind of like looking at a plant that's turning brown and saying, ugh, I hate brown plants. I'm gonna paint it green. It's not a brown plant. It's just not getting what it needs. And once you understand what your hair needs, it will never look dry again. You'll honestly say to yourself, can't believe I ever fell for that dry hair stuff. And I know what you're thinking. Chris, if dry hair isn't real, why do hydrating products make it feel better? Think about what happens after you condition your hair in the shower. It feels amazing, right? It's soft, silky, and moisturized. But soon after, the dryness comes right back. You think, oh, I must not be using enough moisture products. And suddenly, you're trapped in what I call the hydration spiral. Hydrating masks, hydrating oils, hydrating creams. You think that because they say hydrating or moisturizing on the label, that they'll help. But those heavy products make your hair greasy and weighed down. And here's the crazy part. You have to wash the very next day, which ends up stripping even more moisture. And this turns into a vicious cycle. All that product buildup turns into greasy hair, which forces you to wash early, which strips more moisture, so you use more products, which just gives you more buildup. And what's even worse is if you do this long enough, that buildup gets so bad that it starts to block your conditioner and oils from even reaching your hair, so your products stop working as well and you're even more frustrated than when you started. But the good news, that cycle is easy to break once you understand what's actually happening. Your hair strand is protected by an outer layer called the cuticle. And the cuticle is made up of these overlapping scales that shield the inside of your hair shaft. And when those scales lie flat, your hair feels and looks smooth, shiny, and healthy. But as amazing as hair is, it wasn't built to keep up with modern beauty standards. There's a ridiculous amount of moisture in conditioners these days, and it's actually impossible for your hair to hold on to all of it naturally, even when it's perfectly healthy. But most hair isn't perfectly healthy. Maybe you wanted to try highlights for the summer, or maybe you run a flat iron over it each morning before work. Even everyday wear and tear takes a toll on your hair. And as that damage accumulates, your scales start to lift up like this, which allows moisture to escape. And it is so tempting to think you can fix this by just adding more moisture, but here's the truth. Your hair doesn't need endless moisture. It just needs to keep what it already has. Breaking the dryness cycle comes down to three things, what I call the healthy hair cocktail. These are the only three products you need for truly healthy hair. Shampoo and conditioner, that's super standard. Leave-in conditioner is next, and then the last is hair oil. Here's how it works. Think of shampoo as a reset button that lets you start over with a blank canvas. Remember that vicious buildup cycle we talked about earlier? You need to choose a shampoo that's strong enough to completely remove that buildup so your hair can actually absorb what comes next. But if you choose wrong and get a shampoo that is not a strong cleanser, you'll never make it to this next step. I was washing my client Rose's hair when she asked, "I thought you said to shampoo twice. Isn't this the third time you're washing my hair?" I said, "Yeah, I had to do an extra one because there was a decent amount of buildup still on your hair." She goes, "Buildup? Really? I just got this great shampoo. It shouldn't be leaving any buildup." It turned out her new shampoo was Amika Hydro Rush. She got stuck in the hydration spiral, thinking the moisture would help her dry hair, but it actually just made everything worse. The shampoo you pick is the most important product choice you'll ever make. Choose wrong and you'll be stuck thinking you're doing everything right, like Rose, but then wondering why you aren't getting results. If you need help finding the specific shampoo for your hair type, you can check out my recommended product list in the description. And here's the part you probably haven't been told. These products all depend on each other. And if even one is missing, your hair will always feel dry no matter what you do. Imagine your hair is like a bucket with holes in it. You can pour in all the water you want, but if you never seal those holes, the bucket will not stay full, and that's what's been happening to your hair. Conditioner is like the water that goes in the bucket. It's the primary source of moisture. That's what it's for. But leave-in conditioner is where this starts to get interesting. It's what seals those holes so moisture can't leak out. Without this, it doesn't matter how much moisture you put in, it's just gonna leak right out and leave your hair super dry. In other words, as soon as you get out of the shower, you are on a countdown to getting leave-in conditioner into your hair as soon as possible before the moisture starts to leak out. Then there's hair oil. Think of it as like your daily top up. The environment steals a bit of moisture every day, and a few drops of oil replaces what you lost, so your hair stays soft and shiny between washes. So here's what it looks like as part of your wash day routine. You're gonna shampoo your hair twice, condition your hair, towel dry with a microfiber towel, spray leave-in conditioner throughout your hair, style however you like to, and then finish up with oil after your hair is dry. Then each morning, add a tiny bit of oil to your hair to replace any moisture that you may have lost. That's the first step, and you'll see a massive improvement right away. But the second step is a game changer for a ton of my clients who can't get past dryness. Because in reality, their hair wasn't dry, it was damaged. And once you fix that, you finally start to get the soft, silky hair you've had hiding underneath the whole time. Luckily, fixing damage is one of the easiest things in all of hair. You just need a great repair product. Redken's Intensive Pre-Shampoo Treatment is by far the best one out there right now. It'll repair the actual structure of your hair so your cuticle is able to lay flat and retain moisture again. Just use this once a week before you shampoo, leave it on damp hair for 10 minutes, and then do your normal wash routine. Easiest thing in the world, I promise you. You will literally feel your hair getting healthier on the very first wash and every wash after that. The third and final step here confuses a ton of my clients, especially one that I'll call Olivia. She was like, "My hair's great when you do it, but at home, it gets dry and scratchy like tumbleweed. What am I doing wrong?" I told her, "Take a picture next time you do it at home, and I'll tell you how to fix it." A few days later, she sends a picture, and she's right. Her hair looked horrible. It turned out that she was letting her hair air dry. And when hair air dries, the cuticle lifts up and gets all crazy instead of laying smooth, which makes your hair feel scratchy, rough, and dry. This is extremely common in medium and coarse hair because to get that shiny, polished, moisturized look, you're gonna have to warm those cuticles up with heat so they realign and lay flat for you. And I know what you're gonna say, but no, heat is not damaging if you know what you're doing. And once she learned this, she realized that she never had dry hair in the first place, and she never struggled with the problem ever again. It's important to remember that your hair isn't dry. It's not broken. It's just waiting for the right routine to bring it back to life. Most women just don't know this yet, so congratulations for being ahead of the curve. And now that you know what your hair needs, you need to know which specific products are the best match for it. I created a hair type quiz that shows the exact products I would use on your hair if you were sitting in my chair. Thousands of women have used this to finally get the results nothing else delivered. No more guessing, no more wasted money. Links in the description, get the right products, and watch what happens. Have a good one, guys.